Hello and welcome everyone to Group Fortune 500's final presentation. I am 5 Nafis with ID 171011171. For our final presentation, we wanted to make a compact health monitoring system which tells you your body temperature and heartbeat, like modern smartwatch. Cutting to the chase for our project and for Proteus part, we are using Arduino Uno paired with heartbeat sensor for heart rate from our subject and LM35 sensor to monitor temperature data. We also added a voltmeter and a potentiometer. Now, this is comp IM is a physical interface for capturing and buffering the signal from the circuit, basically used as a virtual port. We also connected a virtual terminal to monitor traffic from the serial port. Now for pin configuration, heartbeat sensor out is connected to the Arduino A0 port adjoined to the voltmeter. Now VCC is connected to LM35 adjoined to the power source, and ground is connected to ground, straightforward. Moving on to the virtual terminals, RxD pin known as receive data and TXD transmit data is connected to Arduino's TXD and RxD respectively, which is inverted. The comp IM RxD and TXD pin is connected with two virtual terminals TXD and RxD respectively as well. Now we need to input the inno.hex file for Arduino here, and also we need to input the program file of heartbeat sensor here, and we keep the baud rate at 9600 and we choose COM port 1 for the virtual port. Thank you.
Hello, I am Abrar Hasnath. Here is the firmware part of our project. Firstly, we have installed and imported pulse sensor playground library. Then we define variable pulse wild, LED 13, threshold and temp pin. Here pulse wire is connected to pin 0 and LED 13 is connected to pin 13. We have assigned threshold to 550. That means if a signal crosses the 550 value, it will be considered as a bit. Now we configured the pulse sensor object by assigning variables to it. Then we ran a loop. Here the function that returned BPM as integer. And the next loop is for checking whether the heartbeat happens or not. If it's true, it print the information. And now I am going to run the code, and it's work fine without any problem. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Mohammad Tarek Hassan. My ID is 183011124, and now I am going to present CSE360 final lab project, which is compact health monitoring system. I have made the lab view backend part, GUI, and I am going to present that part. As you can see, this is patient data table, and this is string plus array constant, and this is shift register, and this is insert into array, which will insert everything into array, and later will be shown into the data table. And this is get date time string, which will provide date and time to build a function, and it will help us to log our data by date and time. And this is build array function, which will build create array of string of data. It basically concatenate or combine all the data and build an array and help us to fill up our data table. And later this this array will be provided into the inside array, and then later it will be shown into data table. And this 4 is our members ID, and it is inputted as a string. As you can see, this is the heart rate BPM waveform chart, and this is temperature waveform chart, and this is a temperature meter. As you can see, these two are fractional to exponent string to number converter, which will convert string to number, fractional string to number. And this is VISA port, which will help us to get our data from Proteus COM port. And this is VISA clear, which will clear the buffer. And this is VISA open, which will open the connection for getting data. And these two are VISA read. As we have used two sensors, that's why there is two VISA read, which will get data from two sensors. and this is visa flash IO buffer, and this is visa close, which will close the connection, and this is error handler, simply error handler. And there is also a time delay function as in this one, which has been set to 4500 millisecond. And as you can see, everything is combined into a while loop. This is the while loop, and it has been set to a false, as you can see. And that's all from my part for LabVIEW back in Guipert. Thank you for listening to me.
Hello, this is Mashura Rosa, and I'm going to describe the front-end part of our compact health monitoring system. We have created a LabVIEW user interface for our data logger system. We have designed our user interface on the front panel. Here we use two sensors in Proteus library. One is temperature sensor and another one is heartbeat sensor. After uploading the hex files of Arduino code, the heartbeat sensor in LabVIEW, we selected two waveforms. One is the heart rate BPM and another one is temperature. All the data in the table has been described by my fellow mate Tarek. Visa select is used for selecting the COM port. If there is any COM port available, it will be shown in the Visa resource. In Proteus, we used comp 1, and in LabVIEW, we have used COM port 3. And thus we build the connection between the COM port, between the LabVIEW and the Proteus circuit software. After building the connection, we can see all the updated health condition of the patients through waveforms and the tables. Thank you.
To sum up, this is our Proteus part. The integer value is the heartbeat and the fractional value is the temperature. If we increase or decrease it here, we can observe the fluctuation in LabVIEW part. Here we can observe the change from the Proteus part, and we can also see the chart is changing. This is our backend of LabVIEW, and this is our Arduino code. Thank you for watching.